Brought to you with the kind compliments of First Citizens, putting you first.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and welcome to the Business Breakfast. And we're going to slow things down a bit after that scintillating interview with Mr. Miraj and Fazir Mohammed. It's just about 7.5 minutes past 7 o'clock, and we'd like to have a discussion with the UWI Lockjack Business School. They're having an important business showcase, and it's going to be on May 27th to the 29th. And we have with us their Director of HR and Alumni Relations, Ms. Fayola Nicholas. Welcome to Business Breakfast.
Thank you very much, Eden.
So this business breakfast, is this the business showcase? Is this the first time that the Lockjack GSB is putting this on?
Yes, this is the very first time that the Lockjack GSB is hosting an event like this. Normally we host events such as conferences, but this is actually a 3-day exposition that's targeted towards entrepreneurs and the entrepreneurial community.
Right. So the aim of this particular business showcase is exactly what?
What we're hoping to do is to foster the networks of entrepreneurship here in Trinidad and throughout the Caribbean. We know that there are many different entities doing things throughout Trinidad and Tobago, and we're just trying to synergize it, bring everyone together. The entrepreneurs, the banks, the Ministry of Labour and Small and Micro Enterprise Development with NEDCO and their IBIS project, as well as the Venture Capital Incentive Program, Youth Business Trinidad and Tobago, and we've actually reached out to the Caribbean. So we have Branson Center of Entrepreneurship as well from Jamaica and Caribbean Business Enterprise Trust from Barbados. And so we're just bringing all these entities together so that we can discuss what is happening in the area of entrepreneurship and how we can help foster it, make it grow. Because we know that at present, 90% of the businesses right now in Trinidad and Tobago are actually small and micro enterprises. And so they often have the challenge of either seeking financing or getting support or networking in order to help their businesses grow. And this is what this event is about. So
as part of the event, I mean, it's a 3-day event, if I'm correct here.
It is.
Some of the key sessions that will take place will include what?
On the first day, we do have a stakeholder meeting, which is a panel discussion in which we have a number of various entities, the Trinidad and Tobago Coalition of Service Industries, the Ministry of Labour and Small and Micro Enterprise Development, of course a representative from Lockjack GSB, Professor Carrillo, our Executive Director, and an entrepreneur as well, Claudia Pegas, on stage, talking about what is happening in the area of entrepreneurship, what needs to be done. And this will be done, of course, taking feedback from the audience with their input so that we can have a full discussion of what is happening and what can be done in the future. Later on in the afternoon, we have sessions or workshops, transformational workshops, which include how to attract investment. And that one is actually being led by Jason Julian, who is the General Manager of First Citizens Investment Services. Simultaneously or concurrently, we also have a workshop called How to Invest in a Small or Medium Enterprise. And this is really for angel investors or financiers who are looking for new and up-and-coming businesses that they can actually invest in. Other workshops are taking your business global. We also have one in terms of letting the community know about the business incubators that are taking place in Trinidad and throughout the Caribbean. And on the last day, it's very interesting because we're talking about business opportunities for entrepreneurs in what we're calling emerging industries, but they're not really emerging. They've been there for a while, but they haven't been attractive to entrepreneurs. And this is along the lines of agribusiness or tourism development. IGov-TT is also coming to talk about opportunities in ICT as well.
What I've found with entrepreneurs is that in many cases, having received the financing, once they're successful at that stage, what a lot of the entrepreneurs do require is the post-financing support, the technical support that allows them to really translate that financing into a genuine, sustainable business. And a lot of these seminars, while they're very useful for those who actually attend, some of the discussions that take place do present a lot of the challenges and sometimes some solutions.
Right.
How are you going to take that output from these discussions and translate that into a genuine level of support to the entrepreneurs?
Well, what we have also realized that, I mean, everyone knows that normally new businesses fail within 3 to 5 years of startup. And what you do need is more than the financing and a good business idea. You really do need a good value proposition to put onto the market. And you need the support and the guidance and the mentorship after you've started your business. And so, yes, we're discussing all the issues and what should be done. But in terms of what we're doing is presenting the opportunities and presenting the know-how to the entrepreneurs of where they can seek the guidance in order to continue that sustainable growth for their business. So, for example, Ministry of Labour and Small and Micro Enterprise with NEDCO, they have the National Integrated Business Incubator System. And what this does is that it not only allows them access to the cash, but then it also allows them access to how to prepare a proper business plan, how to keep watch of your indicators. And so we have that National Integrated Business Incubator System, which operates on that dual method in terms of cash as well as guidance and mentorship. The Lockjack GSB also has a business incubator called Lockjack GSB Biz Booster. And this also provides a mentorship aspect of it, in that we have chosen organizations, 10 organizations, that we think can actually go global in a very short space of time. And so we do give them access to financing, but then we also give them mentorship from real life entrepreneurs, people who have done it already, who have lived the experience and know what is required in order to make it global.
How long has that Biz Booster program at Lockjack GSB been in operation?
Actually, it's very new. We launched it last year, and we were able to finalize our group of 10 just last month. And so they're now at the point they will be actually featured at our exposition. We do have 3 booths that are dedicated for the businesses of the people who are in the Biz Booster. And so it's very new, and pretty soon you'll be hearing a lot more about it and a lot more about those entrepreneurs. Some very exciting businesses.
Now, the Biz Booster basically focuses on 10 specific entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Now, if there are other entrepreneurs out there who
wish to be a part of it?
Yeah, wish to be a part of that, how can they?
Well, this is actually going to be an annual process. So therefore, every year we will be choosing 10 new entrepreneurs to be a part of the Business Booster. And the entrepreneurs that are a part of it, they will be a part of it for a fixed period of time, 3 years. At which point in time you should have made leaps and bounds in terms of what your business plan was.
And how would you measure the success of that Biz Booster program?
That is actually being measured, I think, based on the KPIs of each individual organization. Because you do have a mix of organizations. Some of them are in the ICT sector, some of them are in the services sector, some of them are in the education sector. And so you really do have a mixture. And so therefore the KPIs would be indicative for each individual organization. In terms of the Biz Booster's KPI, in terms of what would be success for us, it would be a percentage of how far has your company grown. Clearly sales would be an indicator, but then also reach. How are you operating in the global market? How many new markets have you entered?
Right, because a lot of times entrepreneurs, I mean, even in the process of sourcing the financing,
yes,
they have the challenge of identifying sources of collateral that they can use for loans and so on.
Yes.
And as far as angel investing and venture capital is concerned, those 2 aspects of patient capital in our financial system tend to be relatively underdeveloped. How do programs like this ensure that entrepreneurs have access to the right forms of financing to enable them to grow their businesses in the formative stages?
Well, I really think that the onus is on the entrepreneur itself, him or herself, in order to determine and see the many different options there are in terms of financing, and then for them to determine what is the right financing option for them to implement in their business, depending on what they would like to do. So for example, you do have the banking sector. You do have, so for example, Republic Bank, they are also one of the sponsors, and they also have a very focused campaign on the small and medium enterprises. That is one option. We also have TNT Stock Exchange, which is on a whole different level, in which you can actually place your company on the public forum for others to invest in. That was actually launched by the TNT Stock Exchange a year and a half ago.
But that's a very expensive process for these entrepreneurs. Getting audited financials, having the companies registered, all of the regulatory requirements can be particularly onerous on these small entrepreneurs.
Right, but this event is not only on the micro and small entrepreneurs. It's also for the small and medium entrepreneurs. So therefore you do have those medium entrepreneurs who are willing to or want to go large and become bigger. And so therefore that Trinidad and Tobago Stock Exchange option would be an option for them. And so therefore what this event is doing is simply providing the options out on the table for the entrepreneurs to see. Because what you find happening is that entrepreneurs, they would go to their bank and they would be declined for whatever reason. And they would feel as though, well, they can't access financing. They don't know the other options that are out there for financing. And so we're simply laying it out on the table. If you don't find it in this particular location, there are 5 other areas that you can go and check and determine what would be best suited for your organization.
So entities such as NEDCO, the Venture Capital Incentive Program, how active are those entities in terms of providing this kind of patient capital to these entrepreneurs?
Well, I do know that NEDCO in particular is very active. I know that on a continuous basis, they seek out small and micro enterprises in order to invest in. And I do know that they're working very closely with the Ministry of Labour and Small and Micro Enterprise Development in a large way, so that they can create a better strategy, so that they can focus on those enterprises that can actually grow and therefore give returns in terms of what has been invested in them. Because
one of the challenges too is that it depends too on our definition of what is an entrepreneur, who is an entrepreneur. It depends on our definition as to what is a small business, medium-sized business, large business in the Trinidad and Tobago context.
Yes.
So when you refer to micro entrepreneurs, you are referring to those entrepreneurs that probably employ what, less than 5 persons.
Yes, definitely.
And that's a base of less than $1 million or $2 million?
Oh, yes, definitely. When you're talking about micro, it usually is organizations that have 1 to 2 people on their payroll. But even with that, you really have to look at in terms of the dollar figures, what their sales are, and in terms of what their company is worth. Because you do have small businesses, micro businesses, you could call them that, because they only have 1 or 2 people. But if they're in the ICT sector, there is the potential that they actually could be earning quite a bit with a very small manpower base.
So this business showcase will be targeting what, the medium-sized entrepreneurs?
It actually will be targeting the micro, the small and the medium-sized entrepreneurs. If it is that you are looking to start a business and you don't know where to start, where the opportunities are, then you need to come and attend this. We can actually show you what business opportunities there are out there and where you can seek financing. If you do have a business and you're looking to grow it, whether it is from micro to small or from small to medium or from medium to global, then you should still attend these particular workshops. We do have a workshop called Taking Your Business Global, and this one is targeted really and truly to the medium entrepreneurs who have been around for a while and are looking for ways in which they can enter the export market, enter the international market. And we have Professor Miguel Carrillo, and he will be talking about strategies for organizations to take so that they can enter the export market. And Export TT will actually be there talking about any incentives and programs that they have in place to support organizations that wish to go global.
So Export TT will also talk about the actual markets that we can access in terms of the multilateral arrangements that we have in place, the bilateral arrangements that we have in place, and so on.
Yes, that's what they will be there for.
Because there are tariff barriers, there are non-tariff barriers, licensing requirements, and so on, that these entrepreneurs will have to meet in order to successfully access these markets. So who's going to be dealing with those pertinent issues?
That would be Export TT. We do know that it's very difficult to navigate those waters. Every country, various trading blocks, they do have their own unique trading issues. And therefore, the best person to guide an entrepreneur in terms of what they should be doing and how to get around it and how to make sure that their organization or their company is ready to go global is Export TT. And so therefore, that's why they would be a part of this.
And when you consider the typical registrants who will come forward and seek to be a part of showcases such as this, do you see people coming from all sectors of the economy, manufacturing, agriculture, services sector, or do you see one particular sector showing a keen interest?
We don't see this as being relevant to one particular sector at all. And we have actually made it a point in planning the agenda to incorporate a number of different industries. So for example, we have the agribusiness industry that will be represented. We have the ICT industry, where we have IGOV TT talking, and then we have one of the biz boosters, Ronnie Rampashad, who is actually a businessman in the ICT area, who will be talking about his experience. We have the Trinidad and Tobago Coalition of Service Industries. So therefore you're talking about the service industries as well as the creative industries. And Claudia Pegas will be talking about her experience experience as an entrepreneur here in Trinidad and taking her brand and her business global. In addition to that, we also have the tourism industry. So we have Brian Frontin, the chairman of TDC, who will be talking about what is happening within the tourism industry and how entrepreneurs can be involved in that. So it really runs the gamut of a number of industries. Entrepreneurship is not limited to one particular industry. Any idea that you have that you wish to get off the ground and create a business, we would be here to help you to show you how.
And how much is this going to cost these entrepreneurs to attend this 3-day seminar?
Well, actually, it's a 3-day event, and there are 2 parts. One part is that there is actually an exposition. So we do have an expo with 35 booths, and these are actual successful entrepreneurs. And that exposition is free. So if you want to attend and you want to see what other small and medium enterprises are doing or what people have done, and you're looking for inspiration, you can attend the exposition for absolutely free. The other part of it is that we do have these workshops in which we show you how to start your business or how to grow your business. And these workshops actually vary in price from $300 to $1,000. And some of these actual workshops are free. So for example, when we're talking about the business incubators, not only here in Trinidad, but up to the Branson Center of Entrepreneurship in Jamaica, that is merely sharing information that would be of interest to entrepreneurs, and that is free.
So if they want to register, what numbers should they call?
Well, they can go online at our website at www.lockjackgsp.edu.tt, or they can call our contact number at 645-6700.
645-6700. Is there a particular extension that they can?
Yes, they can call extension 116 or 117.
117. And they can register, they don't have to register for the entire 3-day program. They can register for individual workshops.
That's it. You can register for individual workshops that would be relevant to you over the 3 days. It's not that you need to register for all at once.
Okay. So coming out of this particular business showcase, what can these entrepreneurs expect?
What they can actually expect to have is greater knowledge, which in itself is very valuable. Greater knowledge in terms of what they can do, how they can grow, what avenues are available to them. The other great benefit of this is excellent networking, because we will have all these organizations being represented at the, over the 3 days at the business showcase. Not only the organizations, but the other entrepreneurs. And what you find, or what we found, is that as we were talking to these entrepreneurs as we were planning this event, is that many of them feel as though they're traveling on this road alone, as though they are battling uphill on their own. But they need to realize that there are entities out there, and there are other people who are facing similar challenges. If you are a business and you're looking for a service provider, this should be a great option. We do have Columbus Communications Flow, who is a part of it, and they provide services to small and micro enterprises and medium enterprises as well. And a number of the booths at the exposition, they provide services to small and medium companies as well.
Great. Well, Ms. Nicholas, thank you so much for being here.
Not a problem.
The Director of HR and Alumni Relations. This is in relation to the business showcase that the Arthur Lockjack GSB, Graduate School of Business, will be hosting May the 27th to the 29th. And if you are, in fact, involved in developing a new business, or you are involved in creating a business plan at this time, this is an excellent showcase for you to attend. So have a go at it. Give them a call, 645-6700, extension 116 or extension 117. We're going to take a very quick break, folks, right now, and return you to Morning Edition with Fazil Mohammed.